Okay, so for the traditional roof, I don't have a reference right now. I mean, I don't have a model, so I can start with a prototype of a house. So I'm just gonna scale this. And bring the pivot point down here on the bottom, so I can just snap this guy on the grid. And I'm going to split this in half. Let's say this is like a so let's bring this down a little bit and then get the insert edge loop tool, settings, reset, multiple edge loops, one, and split it in half. Now I'm going to select this edge. So let's assume that this is the roof. Okay. Now I'm going to select this whole piece and duplicate it and scale it and rotate it. So I'm going to do like a little part that extends from the roof. So of course I'm looking at reference here. So this is always a help, you know, if you want to make a very thorough roof. So I'm going to do this piece. So this one, when we work with angles, here's the thing: when I have a roof and I wanna, you know, I wanna make a combination of these, and obviously I need to like line them up and all that. So just I'm gonna get the size first, the proportions. This is supposed to be like in there, and the first thing I need to do is to extract this roof. So I'm gonna select these faces and extract them. Now extracting this, edit mesh, face extract, it asks me if I want some offset. I can do some offset, so that way it's not perfect. I'm just making an offset, and I'm going to select the edges, this edge and this edge, and scale them out a little bit. So I can go to my right view, front view, and about there. So now I just have like a thin slice all extracted. So you can see that's a thin slice extracted from the piece here. Okay, so now this will have some thickness. Eventually I can just add a thickness right now. Extrude. Let's do 0.2. So here's a thickness. Now I could have from the inside, I could have like wooden beams. I can select this and duplicate it and move it on the side and scale it down, and I could use this as a sort of a beam, and I can move it in here, and I'm going to isolate these just to work on them a little bit. So here's the beam, which I'm going to let's center the pivot point and move the pivot point down to this area, and then just scale it. So I scale this so it's in there, and I'm going to move it also over here. I'm going to go to my front view and just make sure that these are lined up, and I can do some editing here. So for the roof, I can actually select these vertices and just scale them out a little bit and move them down, something like that. Give it some shape. For this one, I'll bevel it So mesh tools, actually edit mesh bevel. There could be another beam, so I need another one for the for this guy. And I'm going to bring this over here and sort of shape it quickly. So grab this guy. Move this to the middle. Actually, move this all over here. And these things you guys can eyeball, I mean, unless you want to do a very thorough, I mean, this is fine actually. So I can just select this guy and bevel that too. So select these and duplicate. So I'm just gonna move these. So that's the interior of the roof. Of course, you can actually tile that. I'm gonna bevel this, and I'm gonna go and display show last hidden. So inside the house, you can see that construction here. Now this piece outside, I need to like work on it a little bit here. So that piece, I'm going to select the vertices and start moving them. So I'm going to move these guys all the way over here. Turn off the X-ray, select this guy, move it slowly until it disappears on the roof. So basically about there. Now select these guys and do the same. Now select these other vertices down here. If you can't see, you just, and these are going to go all the way to this, you know. Basically what we want to do is bring this as close as possible, because, and then select all that and just bring it. And then get this guy, and then sort of something like that. Okay. Turn this on. Basically what we need to do is like select these and merge them. So I'm going to select all these guys and merge. With a little bit of a threshold. So that would be it. Actually, I'm not going to merge them because it's nice to have a quad. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And I'm going to delete the faces back here. So these faces in the back, we don't need them anymore. This should be open. So now I need to like make that small roof. Turn this on again and then get the vertex and line them up a little bit better. So that's set. So that's, once I have the shape done, I'm going to select the faces, extract, a little bit of offset, and then go to the right view. So here's the offset I have for this guy. Now I'm just going to select the vertices and scale them out a little bit so it's like it's parallel. So now things changed because I did the offset, so I have to like get this back to its to the roof here, and select this whole piece. Get the vertices, move them forward. Maybe that one a little bit forward. So I'm getting the shape. Then I'm going to select the whole piece and extrude that. Give it like a 0.2 or 0.15. Okay, so now I have this other piece, and I'm going to bevel that as well. So, but before I do that, I'm going to make a little sort of area here. So I'm just a little lip that it's adjusted to that other roof, because then we're going to put the tiles on. So yes, wait. Roof tiles, or yeah. So I'm going to insert an edge loop here. Actually, this is reset the tool and insert an edge loop over here. And I just need maybe those two pieces, and extrude those just a little bit. And so now I have to shape this. So select the vertices and move them back. Something like this. These two symmetrically. This one. So this is all so I'm done with this, and I'm going to bevel that. So I'm going to select this edge, this edge. I'm beveling selected areas of the mesh. This one, this one. In these cases, I would use the absolute bevel. So bevel. Fine. So that's done. Now you can add the rest of the pieces. This is a little off. I'm just gonna move this forward. And from the inside, we can't see it. We have to open a hole on the mesh. So that would be what I would require some editing. So So that's the roof. If you wanted to kind of like add texture on the sides, you know, like wood panels, you can select this face, for instance, and let me just do something before I do that. So I get this guy out here, something like that. So I'm going to select this face and extract it. And I can select it and then use the insert edge loop tool and set this to multiple loops, maybe 10, and then create like this piece here. Select all these faces and extrude them. And do not keep faces together. And that's how I did the tiles. So then I just do something like that. That's too much. And then I do a little bit of offset. That's it. And then I have this. Now I can select it and harden edge. So this is that piece. Of course, if you have a window, it gets a little more complicated. And then you can actually the same with here. You can create any tile you want. For the roof tiles, you can make them anywhere you want and then put them back in.